just
There we go. Hi, everybody. Welcome aboard to the Mad Mimi Hanging Out. I'm Becca. I'm here with Mira, and we are here every Wednesday at 4 p.m. to hang out and talk about cool stuff. Today we're joined by Rob and Will from Intelligence and LeadServe. Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you?
We're doing fine over here. How are you?
Not bad at all. I'm excited to talk about opting in and gathering contacts and stuff. Do you guys want to just introduce yourselves and give us a little rundown of who you are and what you do, I guess?
Sure. So I'm Rob Massa. I'm the Chief Revenue Officer for Intelligence. I've been here now 8.5 years, and I'm basically responsible for driving as much revenue as possible, both through our enterprise advertisers as well as our SMB advertisers.
Okay, we're going to ask you to explain that later, but we'll let Will introduce himself.
I would be happy to explain. I'm actually excited.
Good.
Hi, guys. My name's Will Maybe, and I've been here at Intelligence for 5 years, and I've had a number of roles here. But right now I'm managing our ad operations team, so all those clients that Rob brings in, responsible for making sure that things go smoothly with them. Also, I'm the resident LeadServe nerd, which LeadServe is our self-service platform for small businesses, and I do a lot of the product management and support for all of our LeadServe clients. And we're excited to be here today with Rob.
Well, thank you guys for joining us. For anyone
Thank
who's
you for having us.
LeadServe integrates with Mad Mimi, and so not only are Rob and Will super cool, and we would have them on anyway, but LeadServe actually has a live integration where you can connect your Mad Mimi account directly to it, and all of those opt-ins that they're going to tell us all about how it works will go straight into your Mad Mimi account. So it's a really great way. It's a good tool that we now have to offer you to grow your list in better ways. So Intelligence. Sorry, we're used to saying opt-in, so the intelligence, but Intelligence is a provider of opt-in advertising, and they say they're the global leader. So I was wondering if you guys could explain to me how opt-in advertising works and what it is that you guys do.
Sure. So we've basically built a technology that has enabled both national brands and SMBs to invite consumers to sign up for their email newsletter on other sites within the universe, based on the demographic of the consumer who's sitting on the site. Mm-hmm. So, for example, if a consumer goes and they register for, let's just say, Wall Street Journal, we have a piece of technology there that basically tells us in real time who that user is and what other advertisers' newsletters they would also want to sign up for, based on who what their demographic is, what their household income is, and most importantly for the SMBs out there, for where they are in the world. So, we may be able to, if we know by IP address if somebody's in the middle of Nebraska, that a consumer may want to sign up for their local dry cleaning newsletter. And obviously we're going to get more into that, and that's how we are integrated with you guys. But we're basically enabling, just to kill my tangent, we're basically enabling small to medium-sized businesses to grow their email list in an effective way other than having consumers come into their stores.
Nice. That's fabulous. It's like, I think I read on your site hyperlocal, which is a term I love, because it is about connecting people to the things that are already around them, which is awesome.
So
it is pretty awesome.
About LeadServe and how that relates to Intelligence and sort of what the differences are between the two of those and how those work differently.
So LeadServe is a product that we built it's a self-service product. So when Optintelligence started, we were basically a business geared towards large national brands like the Walmarts of the world, the Overstocks of the world, and we were helping them essentially grow their email lists nationwide. What we found was there was a huge need for this for small, medium-sized businesses, because how do local businesses acquire email addresses? It's very hard. It's generally in-store, in-restaurant, you know, and there's no real other mechanisms for them to do so. So we created, and Will is heading up a huge initiative to even make it even better, our self-service platform called LeadServe. And what LeadServe is, it basically gives the ability to any small business owner or marketer or email service provider to go into our system, choose the area that they would like to target, choose their gender, the age of the consumer they want to target, and say, okay, I want to grow my email list with just people in this narrow area. And we've tried to make it as user-friendly as possible, and we'll go into, you know, some of the cool bells and whistles that are in there. So,
yeah, just to add on what Rob's saying, companies like AdMimi have made their tool a really useful tool, because now small businesses can email market just like the big guys that used to have big enterprise email CRM platform.
Oh, sorry, Will. I think we're losing you.
Oh no, where'd he go?
he's breaking up.
Okay. Well, we'll have to get back to him. But
Am I back?
oh, hi again. Yeah, I think you
That's
are.
weird.
You've got mail.
Okay.
But that is true. Is that most of our users are small businesses, and you know, we like this whole idea of creating tools and creating environments where small businesses can compete on the same level as large businesses, because that's what the internet is about, just democratizing sort of anything. And so this is a really good fit for the Mad Mimi style as well. So that's good. I just kind of want to spin off on all this, and so the Optintelligence and LeadServe is the product that you guys have, but now that we're on the small business kick, did Optintelligence start out as a small business?
Yeah, I mean, we're about 30 people right now.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's always, you know, I've been here for a long time. We've always had that sort of startup feel, which is kind of awesome. It's hard to ever get away from, I think, especially being involved in it long. So it's great because we're always brainstorming different products and different features to our current products, you know, to enhance the experience for our clients. So as to your question, we're growing pretty rapid. You know, hopefully we'll be able to keep the feel, but you know, you never know.
Well, I'm sure you guys have a great culture over there for sure. Can you tell me sort of about how the Optintelligence growth pattern happened? I mean, like, what came first in terms of the technology that you had developed and where it was being used? I mean, you know, you have two different customer groups on your site, publishers and the other one. Sorry, I forgot it. But
Advertisers.
Yep.
Advertisers, right? Thank you. So how that developed and like who came first and.
So it's actually one of the it's the whole chicken and the egg type of business. You can't have one without the other.
Right.
You know, and in the beginning, it was of course a bit of a struggle to say, okay, do we go after advertisers or publishers or both, and how many do we need to fill the advertiser inventory, and vice versa. What we decided to do is just grow them both together. We started off, on the publisher side with a little more like just quicker, kind of like low-hanging fruit type partnerships, just to create some ad inventory and enable us to generate some subscribers for our advertiser clients. And once we built that out, once we built out our advertiser clients to many medium-sized businesses, we've recently been able to secure really large website publisher partnership with companies like Time Inc., companies like Hearst, Wall Street Journal, which is awesome because if you're a small business, it's now possible for your email sign up to be on the Wall Street Journal, which is pretty darn cool.
I was going to ask sort of what the difference is between opt-in advertising and regular advertising, and we're sort of touching on that now, I guess, with your actual sign-up form would be on the Wall Street Journal. How else do you think that sort of is super effective for a small business? So I feel like an ad can be pretty awesome, but I feel like an email sign-up can be even more awesome because it opens up so many possibilities.
Yes. So assuming the small business is obviously using an ESP like a Mad Mimi, it means that they're doing some sort of email marketing, and it means that they have some sort of email marketing plan. If we're allowing them to facilitate connections with consumers in their area, they're going to be marketing to people that they know for a fact are right around them. Whereas if you're just running a random display ad, they may click to go to your site, but how do you know you really have caught that user's attention? They may be on your site for 1, 2, 3 seconds and then close out because they're doing something else. We're giving these small businesses the ability to grow their list with consumers in their area, and this way they have an ongoing relationship with them and can continue to market to them to get them into their store. So that's kind of how it differs. It's more of a we're starting the conversation or starting the relationship, whereas a regular display ad is just, who knows where that's going to go and how long it's going to last.
That's awesome. I love that too because it feels like people are going to be sort of automatically much stronger subscribers. They're going to be the kind of contacts that you want to be on your list as opposed to, crap you can gather anywhere else. These are people who are already interested and already sort of the perfect people to be sending mail to. So it's a really cool idea. There's people in the neighborhood who sort of make their own interests known. So instead of just throwing out a wide net, you're being very specific, making specific contact with somebody who you can almost guarantee is going to be at least mostly interested if they signed up themselves. It's really a good model.
And that's just what we're striving for. I mean, it's our job to start that relationship. It's someone like a Mad Mimi or job to facilitate that and get that consumer into the store.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, if we're going to plug Mad Mimi a little bit, we can let you guys know, everybody watching, we do have drip campaigns, which are an awesome way to start conversations with your new subscribers. Because that way you can get a new sign up, and as soon as they sign up, you can say, sort of, welcome aboard, here's what's up, keep in touch with us. So these are good ways to...
Yeah, that's why we're teaming up.
Yeah.
Well, we tee the consumer up for the business, and you guys follow through and get them in the store.
You throw the ball and we knock it out of the park.
Exactly. Exactly.
Nice.
Do you guys see more traffic from publishers or from advertisers in general?
So what exactly do you mean by that?
I mean, so what? Maybe I misunderstood this. I was thinking that publishers were the people who wanted to. Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. I totally didn't understand that. What's the difference between the publisher and the advertiser then?
So the publishers are, we call the small businesses, your clients are the advertisers.
Yes.
They're running on our publisher network. So we have a network of publishers who run our technology.
Oh, understood.
That share these email signups on their site, and then we share that revenue with them.
Just in case anyone else was lost, we just caught up on all of that. So sorry about that.
It's all good.
Right. So I guess my question is then, so let's still talk about sort of traffic numbers and all that kind of stuff, but how have you seen I want to know more about like how you've seen email opt-in traffic change, because you've been in this business. I mean, what, since 2003? You guys have been around, and you
Yeah.
guys have both been doing this for several years. I'm wondering, we're seeing a lot of increase in email marketing, like in people who are signing up to do email marketing. And so I'm wondering if you guys have also seen like sort of maybe a recent growth or something kind of interesting about just recently what's happening in that space of like people paying and working on email marketing specifically, or email address collection, right? Because that's your part.
Yeah, so I sort of think that you're 100% right, and I sort of think that in a way we were a little ahead of our time, in that as many people were not doing as much email marketing. From a traffic standpoint, huge national publishing companies over the last 2 to 3 years have more been open to this type of advertising on their site, which in the past they weren't as open to, which has enabled us to obviously garner a lot more traffic. So, for example, last year we signed a big deal with Time Inc. where they're now running our technology across all their sites. That's now enabling these small to medium-sized businesses to occupy that inventory. The other thing that we've seen is just in general, 2, 3, 4 years ago, small to medium-sized businesses, they didn't have email lists. There was no such thing really. They would maybe start, maybe like 3 years ago they would start collecting them in store, but they didn't really go to really many ESPs or anything like that. That's obviously became a lot more apparent. They know that at this point, to be any sort of business, you need an email list and you need a way to market to these consumers consistently. So I've just seen it far more on both sides. It's imperative.
Right.
It's imperative.
So I'm also going to just play the part of someone who doesn't know what's going on. I mean, whatever. We passed that. I know what's going on. Is this essentially a way for people to get their own, to get like a small business, for me to get my ad and a sign-up form for my email list in the same place that a Walmart would have an ad online?
So yeah, that's how it currently is. We are, and as we grow our small business clients even more, maybe, I mean, who knows? Who knows what could happen? But as of now, yeah, they sort of coexist, which is interesting. Because you have Walmart up here, and then their email sign up, and then right under it is Joe's Pizza.
Right.
And it's something that we've toyed with testing, and we're thinking about testing going forward. Maybe running all national versus all local, just to see what happens. But and I think that's something we'll probably get to. We're just not there yet. But I'm interested to see how the consumer behaves when it's all local or all national. Right now, it's all mixed together, and the campaigns that are essentially yielding the best performance are the ones that are going to show up the most. We do see a higher take rate currently with the local stuff.
Totally.
Meaning more people opt into that because it's more relative.
Yeah. And that definitely makes sense. I mean, that's why this is so important, because that's the case. People want stuff locally, Cool. You had mentioned earlier that, sorry, Becca, I'm just, you gotta jump in. You mentioned earlier that the places where you put these ads and this opt-in advertising, that at first or before they didn't really, they were more reluctant, and that's been something that's changed. Why was it that they were reluctant to do this kind of thing before?
In my opinion, I think that they weren't as comfortable sharing consumers' data like that are signing up on their site with other advertisers.
Okay.
They're competing more than for business. These days, publishers are looking to find any incremental revenue they can, and they're just way more open to it. And the world that data has changed, which we all know it has. It's just become a more necessity for them to have on their site because their consumers want that.
Hmm.
Right, and I mean you're seeing more conversions or whatever the technical term is for it from local ads. So it clearly is something that their users are also benefiting from. Their video.
Yeah, I feel like I understand that too because I feel like for a long time advertising was very in your face and very loud and impersonal, and lately small businesses have been sort of proving themselves as super better than most things. And I feel like, small businesses have more personality, they have more connection, so I feel like showing someone a business that's in their neighborhood that's run by real people will make a lot more sense and, get a lot more signups than something that's, on a totally national level and doesn't really make that local connection at all. I feel like that's the way things are going these days. That's what it feels like, at least.
Yeah, that's definitely what we've seen. We still love don't get me wrong, we still love our national brands too.
I don't know if they're watching. That's all.
They're probably not, but we still do love them.
Of course.
I was wondering sort of about what your small business customers, sort of what they're like, what their feedback is for you guys, because I feel like this kind of tool for a small business must be super useful, especially LeadServe, something sort of like with a DIY kind of feel. Has that been getting super awesome responses and stuff? Are people sort of going nuts about it?
Yeah, we've had some really good feedback, especially the last 6 months. We've had a number of clients, and we always recommend that our clients, our LeadServe users, start with a small, manageable budget, just so that they can understand, most businesses really understand their demographic, their core demo, but you'd be surprised sometimes when you start advertising using some certain targeting. So it's important to test with a small budget and find out what your perfect demo really is, and then you can ramp up. So we've had several clients start off with about a $50 a day budget and tweak their targeting till they get to the point where they're really seeing conversions at a good level, and then they've increased their budget to $200, $300 a day.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've had a lot of success stories like that very recently.
Nice. I love that idea.
So let's say that I'm a small business and I want to get started. What are the things that I need? What's information that would be helpful for me to go, start this process with LeadServe? Yep.
So just to touch on the demo again, it's important to have a good understanding of your demo and to target relatively narrowly to start, and then expand your targeting and widen your targeting. Once you find out what that core conversion level is. And when I say conversion,
tell me a little bit about what the targeting is, just in case somebody is not so sure they understand or they're just getting started out.
Absolutely. So the basic targeting that we offer is complete geo-targeting. So is from as wide as country, all the way down to a singular zip code or a singular city. Then we do age and gender targeting. So you can choose all males over 25 years of age. So those are the core targeting that we offer in LeadServe. We also offer some advanced targeting to our larger major brands, but we're also completely open to working with LeadServe users as far as doing some advanced targeting, like household income, interest in sports. So we have the ability to do that kind of targeting, and that's something that we could unleash for LeadServe clients as well.
Cool. So I have to understand who I want to talk to, or who I want to have this to. Okay. Is there anything else that I need to talk about? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Then the second really important feature, is that too loud? Am I loud?
No, you're great.
Am I good? Cool. the second important thing is, what's your offer? How are you going to attract users, to opt in and to become it, to get onto your list? It's important that you don't, obviously you don't want to, give away the house, but at the same time, offer a 20% off promotion or a buy one get one, something that gets someone interested. Because if your ad performs better, you can show that ad at a lower cost on our network. Okay, based on the take rate. So it's important that you create an offer that you're comfortable with, but it should be an offer. We call it an offer for a reason.
Yeah, I love the idea too. We focus a lot at Mad Mimi about providing value to people. Even after the initial sign-up offer, it's so important to make sure you're consistently offering people something that's valuable to them, even if it's just, signing up for my newsletter means you get, 5 tips a week on such and such a thing. It's something as simple as that can really be important to people signing up, and it'll keep them coming back. So I'm glad you have sort of that offer mentality too. Like, what can you give to them for signing up in the first place? Great. Yeah.
Exactly. You need to help yourself. And then lastly, it's just getting a good integrating with the ESP. So that's why we're here. We offer a seamless integration from subscribers acquired on LeadServe to Mad Mimi. And once that subscriber is in Mad Mimi, how do you cultivate that? How do you cultivate that subscriber into a customer, a long-term customer? So those are the 3 really important parts to focus on.
Very cool. Very cool. And then once that contact has come into your audience, you can segment them based on where they've signed up. You can set up different lists for different sources of contacts so that you can market to them differently or speak to them differently. And the world's your oyster, and you have so many email opportunities. I just had to. Sorry, we got to put the Mimi plug in there.
You got to.
Okay, that was a great walkthrough. I really have a better idea of how I could approach this. We totally forgot to mention the Q&As. I'm so sorry. Anyone who's watching can click the Q&A button on the top of their screen. We haven't had anyone come in yet, possibly because we didn't mention it, but there's a Q&A button. You can click it and ask us questions. So if you have any questions about anything that Rob or Will has said, pop it in there. Or if you have a question for us, of course. I'm so sorry. That just dawned on me that we forgot to mention it. Sorry. Anyway. But it was a good. I was thinking, if anybody has any questions about that walkthrough, because that made a lot of sense. It's that you need to have your content, what's going to be shown to the person who you're hoping to sign up, and then why are you doing this? Is to connect with them and to create a customer relationship. But great. I think that's all the questions that I had. Is there anything that we didn't cover or that you guys maybe want to mention? Or maybe Becca, you have another question? Or we can twiddle our thumbs and see if anybody posts a question.
Yeah, I guess anything you guys want to tell us? Anything that's you think would be super useful for the people watching, for your own customers, or for Mimi users, or for both?
Just just to kind of touch on something again. So when a consumer does opt in to one of these small businesses and they are working with the Mad Mimi client, we would real-time Mad Mimi that consumer's email address right into their database. So there's no work needs to be done by the client to get all the emails and then upload into the Mad Mimi. We do that for you. So I just want to make that clear. It's basically like they're signing up on your own site. There's no real work here for the client.
Right. That's why I love integration so much. It makes it so easy for people who are running a business and are doing 20 different things every 5 minutes to take that step away and just make it a seamless, they sign up and then all of a sudden they're in your Mad Mimi audience. So perfect. It's so nice.
and it's really just, if this is something that, if a Mad Mimi client, if it's really just something that they want to do and they want to grow their list, that's really all that we need to know. Maybe some demographic information, but if we could figure out where their business is and target within a 5-mile radius of there. So that's really all we need to know, and how many subscribers they want for us to, get something like this going.
Totally. It sounds like it's super simple, and I know we looked through it a bit before, and it looks easy to set up. It looks like, the people who are worried about, starting out in advertising, it sounds like there's no need to worry at all.
Yeah.
One thing you mentioned, Will, was that people have started out with like a $50 a day budget and then tweaked it from there. They've seen so much success that they've upped that. Is it possible that I could start with $5 a day or $10 a day? I mean, can it be cheaper than that?
Yeah, there is no minimum for a daily budget.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah, you
whatever
can start
you're
with whatever you
comfortable
want. A lot of small businesses start with $50 a month. And then, they go from there. It really, whatever their needs are, and, whatever their acquisition goals are, we can accommodate.
Awesome. I love that.
And now you know Rob and Will, guys. So if you sign up for, you get your LeadServe connected, and you can just write them an email and say hi. But of course, we're here to
My
provide.
email.
Oh, sorry.
Always open.
Rob's email. What is your email, Rob? You got to tell us.
R Massa, that's MASSA, at opt-intelligence.com.
Nice.
You heard it here, folks. We'll put it in the comments.
You did.
Here, so you can always get to it.
Yep.
But for anything that you do need, please don't hesitate to contact us. You can get Becca or I in live chat or in email. And if you have any questions about LeadServe or Opt Intelligence, or you want to talk about this some more, leave some comments, send us some notes. We're here every Wednesday at 4, and you can always catch this video on YouTube if you've missed it live. Thanks for joining us, and thanks so much to Rob and to Will. You guys were fabulous. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having us. This was awesome. I had a blast hanging out.
That's what we go for.
Guys.
Cool.